Namaskar friends, welcome back to Astrology with Ninad. In this video, I am going to discuss the monthly horoscope prediction for the month of Feb 2025 for my Virgo Kanya Rashi friends. Try to look at the prediction from both your ascendant and moon sign, as over a period of time you will know exactly which sign prediction you resonate most with. I am going to cover several major life areas such as career, health, business, finance, marriage, travel, and much more. Before I get into the prediction part, let's take some time to look at the planetary alignment which is showing for this month. Starting with Jupiter, it will be in your ninth house in the sign of Taurus. Mars will be in your 10th house in the sign of Gemini. Speaking of Rahu and Ketu, the north and the south node of the moon, Rahu will be in your 7th house in the sign of Pisces, along with Venus, which will be exalted. Ketu will be in the first house itself in your ascendant in the sign of Virgo. Now we see Saturn, Mercury, and Sun. Saturn will be placed all month long in your 6th house in the sign of Aquarius, which is its own Mool Trikona. We see Mercury, which is your Lagnesh, which is your ascendant lord, along with Sun, will be placed for the first couple of weeks in the sign of Capricorn in the 5th house, but in the last couple of weeks, both will transit to the 6th and will be conjunct with Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. Finally, Moon, the fastest moving planet, will keep changing signs throughout the month as it keeps moving in 2 to 3 days. Now let's discuss the areas of life starting with the career. In terms of job and profession area, you can see Mars will be placed in your 10th house. Now this is a good placement for this planet as it becomes Digbali in the 10th house. Directionally it is very powerful, but you must not forget that Mars Mool Trikon is in the 8th house, right? Mars is generally a very malefic planet for Virgo ascendant or Virgo moon sign people because it is Param Shatru, it is great enemy with the ruler of your sign Mercury. But still, house wise, it is a very good placement, right? And for the first couple of weeks, even in the last 2 weeks, Mercury is still going to be well placed. So overall, Mars can give very good results here as long as you are going to channel its energy in the right direction. What do I mean by that? Putting in the hard work, effort, being brave, courageous, confident, assertive, but not being brash, not being impulsive, not being hasty, not being arrogant, not being hurtful, right? So if you control these qualities, if you kind of tone down the fire element, you will do very well. With the energy of Mars, you can achieve quite a lot in relation to your duties, tasks, and projects and get completed everything in a timely manner, which can help to impress your bosses, colleagues, supervisors, whoever they might be. So, overall, as long as you play your cards right, you can do quite well career related, but be again a bit cautious and do not be very impulsive or hasty because it still controls your 8th house of sudden unexpected problematic situations. So be on guard. If we talk about business, in terms of business related domain, the time is looking to be quite powerfully activated. As you see, there is a Rashi Parivartan Yog between your business lord Jupiter and Venus, which controls your second and ninth houses. And it is conjunct with Rahu, the amplifier. So, lot of good growth can be experienced, sudden major profits, increased revenues can also be seen if you are having a business which is aligning with the qualities of these planets, especially in a creative field, maybe in a arts and entertainment, beauty industry, fashion related industry. It can be textile related industry, apparel related industry, or it could be the glamour industry. It could be in the technology related field, right? Travel and tourism related field. Those type of businesses can perform really well. But be very ethical when you conduct your business related activities, because Rahu Venus conjunction can sometimes lead to, lead a person to doing something unethical in order to attain their goals, which might be, very tempting in the short term, but not as fruitful in the long term. If we talk about finance, in terms of finances, again, a strong month, good inflow of money is indicated for the most part, because as you can see, your second lord will be exalted, right? So good profits, wealth accumulation, increased savings can be seen. But again, be very careful with your investments, because Venus will be conjunct with Rahu. So be wise, be prudent, and do not throw caution to the wind in connection to your money and expenditure as well. Let's talk about health. In terms of health area, it is going to be a bit of a sensitive month. So take care of your health. You have Mars, fourth aspect on your ascendant. You have your ascendant Lord Mercury itself transiting to the sixth house. So your health area might need some attention. So give that attention to it. Take proper care of your health. Eat the right kind of food. Take medications on time. Do whatever is needed to become fighting fit, because health is finally wealth. If I talk about love life, overall, the love life area is going to be good in the first couple of weeks. You can see some good results and possible connection with people from different countries or different, backgrounds or culture can be seen. But in the last 2 weeks, it might not be a good time for single people to get into a new relationship, as your fifth lord will become combust. Same will apply for those couples in already in a relationship. There can be some ups and downs that you could feel, as the month progresses, and especially in the last week. Try to avoid getting into unnecessary quarrels, disputes, arguments, or it could lead to a sudden break in the relationship. So be very careful of that. If I talk about marriage area, so for single people wanting to get married, well, your marriage house is going to be very strongly activated now, due to Venus being the natural karaka of marriage itself. So there are going to be opportunities, but be aware that, again, Rahu is in the seventh and without the aspect of Jupiter on it. So, sometimes Rahu being a planet of mirage, illusion, deception, you have to be careful before suddenly jumping into a new marriage, because it is best to get to know that person really well, and it is ideal for Rahu to move out of your seventh house before getting married. For those couples already married, the time can be very good, for long distance travel, journey, vacation with your spouse, going on nice cruise, or going to fancy restaurants, and just having good fun gala time. But do not do anything behind your partner's back. Be loyal, upfront, and honest. If things are not working out, be very direct with your partner, with your spouse, but do not do things, basically immoral things behind your partner's back, or that will have severe consequences down the road. Now, let's talk about the children and progeny area. For those women looking to conceive, it is not going to be a fruitful month for the same. You will need to wait for a more suitable time. For those people who have children, your relationship with your children can go through some hurdles, ups and downs this month, especially the last 2 weeks can be quite troublesome. So try to steer clear away from any sort of unnecessary quarrels, so that you can prevent misunderstandings and be on the same page moving forward. Next, let's talk about education. In terms of primary education, the time is now looking to improve as the month progresses, so you can make good progress in your studies. In terms of higher education, Secondary education for students pursuing master's PhD program, the time is looking exceptional. You will make tremendous progress as long as you're willing to put in the hard work effort and you're not going to be basically distracted by unnecessary temptations, as temptations are going to rise. So be sure to prioritize what is most important to you at this point in life. Now let's talk about travel. In terms of short distance travel journey, the first couple of weeks are not looking that good for the same, but the last 2 weeks are looking very good for short distance travel journey. And in terms of long distance travel journey vacation, the time is looking good throughout the month, so you can certainly think of embarking on the same. I believe I covered all the areas of life for my Virgo friends, and I thank you for watching. All the best.